My name is Ron Wilstein, and I'm a broker at Keller Williams Luxury Properties Worldwide in Park City, Utah. Thank you for joining me for the Silver Springs area market update. Now, before we look at the details on the Silver Springs neighborhoods, I want to begin by giving you an overview of the Park City real estate market. Over the past 12 months, there's been 1,322 sales in Park City. That consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land, and that's done by all real estate brokerages combined. That's down by 89 sales over the previous year, or 6%. This graph here indicates homes, condominiums, and vacant land or lots, and the comparison year to year. The red bars represent May 2015 through April 2016, and the silver represents the same 12-month period but the year before. You'll notice that home sales were actually down by 10%, from 541 sales to the past 12 months, 485 sales. Condominium market was pretty much unchanged, one fewer sale with 664 compared to 665 the year before. And lot sales were down by 16%, dropping from 205 transactions to 173 sales. I do keep in mind that lot sales represents a very small part of our market, and it's a small sampling, and therefore that's why that percentage is so high. Let's take a look at what's been happening in terms of property prices. We're here looking at medium home sold prices, same period of time I mentioned before. This time I've broken it up into Park City and the Snyderville Basin. Snyderville Basin is basically the county area of Park City. Park City is the city limits. The home prices are up by 16%, from a medium sold price of $1,320,000 all the way up to a medium price of $1,532,500. Very nice. Snyderville Basin also saw 16% appreciation year over year, climbing from $799,000 to a medium sold price of $926,000. So very strong double-digit appreciation in the single-family home market. Condos saw an increase. In the Park City area, they rose by 13%, from $540,000 to $609,750. And in the Snyderville Basin, the prices rose by 8% year over year, climbing to $405,000 from $375,000. Lot market, we see in Park City a 27% increase, from $550,000 to $700,000, and in the Snyderville Basin a 43% increase, climbing from $286,000 to $409,000. Now, I need a comment here. While these stats are exactly correct, you need to realize that we're doing a year-to-year comparison, and if in the past year, reflected by the red bars, there were a couple of lots that were in a prime location, had unobstructed views of the resorts and other outstanding features, and the 12-month period before that didn't have such outstanding lots in terms of their features, that alone could account for a 20 or 25% price difference. Also keep in mind it's a small sampling, especially when we break it down to Park City or Snyderville Basin. And so I don't want you to come away from this thinking that you could hold on to a lot and expect a 27 to 43% appreciation. I don't think that would be realistic. If you want to know what's likely to occur, contact me. We'll look at your specific property. We'll look at comparables specifically for that, not just overall Snyderville Basin or overall Park City. Then I can give you a more accurate figure on there. Just don't want you to come away with wrong information, draw wrong conclusions. Let's turn our attention now to the Silver Springs area. Home sales in the Silver Springs area was down by 50% over last year's numbers. Specifically, the year before there were a total of 22 sales, a lot of sales in the Silver Springs area, whereas this past year there's been 11 sales, hence the 50% reduction. Now keep in mind, when I'm referring to Silver Springs area, I'm referring to three subdivisions: Silver Springs, Northshore, and Southshore. That's combined. I'll break that down a little bit more by specific subdivisions in a second, but here we're talking about the three combined. Now we're breaking it down. You see Northshore went from 6 sales the previous year to none this past 12-month period. It wasn't that somebody lost interest with Northshore, it just happened to be that way. Silver Springs subdivision went from 10 to 8. It's a 20% decrease. It's only 2 sales, but technically and mathematically it's a 20% decrease. Southshore went from 6 sales to 3 sales, got cut in half, 50%. So this is why we had 50% fewer sales when you combine these three neighborhoods. Now let me talk about absorption rate. Absorption rate is what we use to look back at the history of past sales in a given area, in this case the Silver Springs area, and from it we make projections as to how long it would take the current inventory of properties to sell. Silver Springs area homes, again Silver Springs, Northshore, and Southshore, have been selling at a pace of 1 sale every 33 days, 1 a month. That's actually very, very good. There are currently 2 homes on the market in the Silver Springs area, which equates to a 2-month inventory. Now the National Association of Realtors says that a balanced market, one which is an equal number approximately of buyers and sellers, is about a 6-month inventory. In resort communities like Park City, they believe a balanced market is more like a 9-month inventory. So when we see a 2-month inventory, it's not a balanced market. It is heavily favoring sellers. That's our current market condition. Price ranges of sales in Silver Springs area went from $640,000 all the way up to $1,289,000, with the medium sold price being $850,000, which is 9% above last year's value, which was $779,500. So values have gone up, fewer sales, fewer product to buy, supply and demand always drives up prices. Now I'm giving you a breakdown of the prices by the specific subdivisions: Northshore, Southshore, and Silver Springs. Northshore, medium sold price previous year, $794,000. As I already reported, no sales in Northshore past 12 months, therefore can't reflect any increase or decrease. Silver Springs area, which had the bulk of the sales, had a 2% increase from $880,000 up to $895,000. So a $15,000 increase, statistically a 2% increase in that specific subdivision. Southshore, look at that, 21% increase, climbing from $703,500 all the way up to $850,000. So Southshore really changed significantly. Previous year, Northshore changed significantly. Just how the market is. Lot sales in the Silver Springs area are unchanged over the last year's numbers, meaning there was 1 lot the year before and 1 lot sold this year. Not a lot of vacant lots in those neighborhoods. Silver Springs lots are selling in essence at 1 every 365 days, since there was only 1 sale in the entire year for the past 2 years. There are currently no lots on the market in Silver Springs area. Lot selling prices, well, the single lot that sold for $401,000, which compared to the single lot the year before is a 22% increase, because that lot sold for $329,500. Now, if you're interested in knowing the specific details on these homes and lots that I've mentioned, I can send you a printout, either in the mail or by email. Usually I do it by email. Happy to do that. Just send me an email at ron@thewilsteinteam.com or my colleague Doug at thewilsteinteam.com. We'll send that out to you. Good information to have, and if we email it to you, you'll actually have links so that you can look more closely at each property, the homes inside, and lots of pictures, etc. Now I want to mention here that we do these webinars approximately every 6 months and give you an update on the Silver Springs area and neighborhood combined. But you don't have to wait for 6 months. I want you to know that you can always, at any time, get an update on the Silver Springs market. All you do is you bookmark your computer, BuyParkCity.com/Silver Springs area. And if you do that, that would take you to a specific page on our main website. We have 3 websites we use in marketing properties. Our main one is View Park City Real Estate. Let me just take you to it. This is the page you would arrive at if you put ViewParkCityRealEstate.com/Silver Springs area in. On this page, you will find 4 buttons here. The green button at the top says watch a webinar for an update on the Silver Springs area. In effect, that's what you're doing now. If you push that button, it would take you to the most recent Silver Springs area webinar. If you wanted to search for homes in Silver Springs, you'd hit the maroon button. If you were interested in condos, the orange button. But if you want to just know sales data on Silver Springs, you don't have to be thinking of selling your property, you can just be curious, You go to the blue button, hover over it, it changes colors, and then when you click it, it would take you to a separate page, this page here, and you can see at the very top, let me just scroll, it says current sales data request. All you do is put in your address here, indicate whether it's a home, condominium, or lot, whatever is applicable, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and then a little bit lower down here, you fill in your name, and you want your first name, last name, and your email address. And if you want us to call you, or if you want to receive our newsletters, be sure to include your mailing address. And then the comment box, just put whatever you want. Say, send me current sales in Silver Springs, or Northshore, or Southshore, or Park City overall, whatever you want. Any question you have, put it in there. Click the green button labeled Submit Form, and that will come to me, and I'll get that, and I'll simply send that information to you. It's just that simple. There's no cost, there's no obligation. It's just our way to keep you informed about what's happening with the Park City real estate market, and specifically your neighborhood. Well, before we wrap up, I want to give you a quick forecast of what I see happening in the Park City real estate market for 2016. Not hitting everything, but I want to hit on our main subject that is getting a lot of discussion these days. What that is if you're going to buy a property, do you buy new or do you buy used? And people tend to prefer a new home or new condo as opposed to an older condo, although there are people who prefer those as well. And this is why this is being discussed. New places cost more than older ones, no question about it. But today's buyers are, by and large, happy to pay the additional money to buy a new property. Now, why is this an important topic for 2016? Well, it is because there are more than 20 new developments in Park City and Deer Valley area offering brand new homes, new condominiums, and new townhouses. That's a lot of choices for today's buyers. And if you happen to be curious what they are, you can go to BuyParkCity.com/new homes, and I've listed them there, and we try to update you on the progress because there's a lot of things going on with those. That's the new product. I can't think of a time where there has been this much new product for buyers to choose from. Buyers often prefer, as I've said, the new homes over older existing ones because they want to be the first people to live in them. It's not an uncommon request. They like new. They also like getting the latest and greatest bells and whistles that can come in properties these days, which are, of course, included in the new homes and the new condos. So if you have an older home and it has not been upgraded to match today's buyers' standards as to what they can get in a new property, then older properties will more likely be the last ones to sell, especially since there are a variety of choices for buyers today. Thoughtful upgrades will not only help you sell a property, but it will usually put more money into a seller's pocket. So that's the kind of the pros and cons. You can pass on upgrading your property, probably take longer to sell, you'll ultimately sell for less money, or you can put those upgrades in, and then based upon the strength of the Silver Springs area market, your property should sell very quickly. If you want our input on how your home compares to new properties, just give us a call. We'd be happy to come up by, visit your property, meet with you, share our thoughts, let you know what your direct competition is for your home, and give you that insight. We often get phone calls from people who follow our webinars or our newsletter who say, I'm thinking about putting an upgrade into my property, and I'm not trying to sell it, but I don't want to do an upgrade that I won't recoup my money for the upgrade costs. And should I do this? Should I do that? We are happy to come out and answer that question for you. Finally, let me conclude and just say, if you are curious about how much your home is worth in today's market, easy way to find out, go to BuyParkCityRealEstate.com. That's our homepage. On the landing page, scroll down to the Learn What Your Property is Worth section, and then complete the form. Take you less than a minute, or simply send Doug or myself an email. Again, let me take you to the website. This is the home landing page, and what you want to do is you scroll down past the Start Your Park City search, go past the properties listed there in the webinars, and go to this section. Learn what your property is worth in today's market. Simple form, very similar to the one I showed you earlier, with identifying your property and characteristics of your property so we can get the relevant information. Include your contact information, and then when you come to this section, you select this first choice here, which says contact me for a free property value assessment. Click on that, and if any of these other options are of interest, feel free to click on those. Select the green submit form button. That will come to me, and I will contact you, arrange a time to come see your property, meet with you, and share with you what your property is worth in today's market. Again, don't have to be selling. There's no obligation. You might just be curious what the market's doing. The Wilstein team, we're very committed to keeping property owners in Park City and Deer Valley informed about values and changes in the marketplace. Have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email, ron@thewilsteinteam.com. Doug, who is often on these webinars with me, isn't tonight, but you can send him an email, and if you want us to call you, include your phone number and a preferred time, and we will give you a ring. Finally, every single month we do a Park City Market Talk webinar. It's a little bit longer than this one, runs about 20 minutes, sometimes a little less. And we typically update you on what's happening in the Park City market like we did here, but we provide more information. And then we discuss usually 3 or 4 major topics that are on everybody's mind currently. And so it's very relevant information on the Park City real estate market. Anyway, check that out. It's always on our websites. Thank you for taking the time to watch this webinar. I appreciate that a lot. I've got a couple slides I'm going to leave you with, but have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.